Yes, hello my friends, welcome back to Keijo Farms. Yep, so today I'm going to talk about the challenges that farmers face, or the beginners doing farming, goat farming face on their farms. But before I begin, I want to encourage you. You can make money in goat farming, yes. Money can be made in goat farming. You know, there's this company called KFC. Most of you know it. Most of you have chewed its chicken. Most of you, I know you have. So they just fry chicken in different versions, and they have many places, and they're in many countries all over the world. And they just made it by frying chicken. You can also make it by doing goat farming. I just want to encourage you. Me, I'm going, and I'm sure I will make it. In future, you will see me having some big company like Keijo or KFG, Keijo Fried Goat, and you'll be like, oh, how did this guy start? This is how we started. So I want to encourage farmers out there. You're not alone. We also face challenges, but we can overcome these challenges. But keep on dreaming big. So this video, like I said, I was going to discuss about the challenges that we face as farmers or beginners in goat farming. You understand the challenges and how to overcome these challenges. So, number one. Number one is one of the most things that disturbed me is goat kids dying. Hey, the goat kids died on my goat farm. You understand? When I was beginning, they died. You'd find that they call you like today, and they are telling you your goat kid has passed away. Then the second day, they are calling you. Then the third day, they are calling you. To reach the moment whereby I was scared of picking up phone calls from my farm, because I knew the bad news, or the news that was going to come from there, because, you know, I knew theory. Yeah, you understand? I'd made my research, I had visited farms and so forth, and I was doing most of the things, but there's one thing that was killing my goat kids that I hadn't noticed, and that is what we call clostridios. Yes, clostridios is very dangerous. Can even take all your kids away, all the kids that you have. So you have to make sure you vaccinate against clostridios. They say clostridios is a collection of different diseases. So you have to vaccinate against clostridios. You have to make sure you vaccinate when the mothers are pregnant, around 3 months. Then after 2 weeks, yes, after 2 weeks when they are born, you have to vaccinate them against clostridios. Then after 2 weeks, then after 1 month, then again you give them a booster of clostridios so that they can be fine, because these clostridios killed my kids. You understand? You reach a moment whereby you are fearing even to go at your goat's farm. You understand? There's this difference between theory and practical. I had visited farms, like I said, I had gotten this information, I had made my research, but this one was practical. You know, if you are rearing goats, you know, the practical side is better than the theory. You understand? There's a difference. So when they get this disease, you'll find that your kids start getting weak, they are not eating, they are not walking every time they want to lie down, and or at night, they send you a message, or in the morning, boss, this one passed on. So this thing gave me a hard time, you understand? These are challenges that we don't share. These are things that we hustle with inside, but we deal with them after. But right now, as you can see, my goats have stabilized. I brought a vet. We bought the vaccine for clostridios. We vaccinated their mothers. We vaccinated the kids. Now we no longer receive death of kids. Now we are stable. Now this kid you can see here right now, here, its mother passed on. The mother I was telling you that passed on, who we did post-mortem, and we found that they have liver flukes. We found that the mother had liver flukes, that the ones that killed it. So we found that we have to deworm after every 2 months. We have to deworm our goats after 2 months, but because we are doing it after every 3 months. Now we are supposed to do it twice. We are supposed to do it after 2 months. So this kid here doesn't have a mother. We just feed it with the cow milk. Yeah, it works. Cow milk, bottle feeding. If you have been watching my TikTok videos, you have seen how I've been bottle feeding this kid here and other kids just to supplement them. But this one here, we bottle feed it with milk, cow milk, so that it can be fine, because the mother passed on because of worms. So the challenges with kids, these kids are our profits. Every farmer out there knows that having kids and they grow up to this age or even more, you are seeing profits. So you have to make sure that your kids do not die. You have to make sure you do things like, let me give you a list of things that you're supposed to do that that will reduce the mortality of kids on your farm. First of all, you have to spray them against ticks. That one, I keep saying it. You have to spray them like the older ones. Second of all, you have to make sure they have no fleas. You have to make sure they have no fleas. You have to check them under here, between the legs, places that have a lot of fur, to make sure there are no fleas, because you'll be seeing them passing. There are small things which be passing like this. If you keep checking your kids, you'll find that these goats have fleas. So if they have fleas, you have to wash them with any detergent, or you can use any spraying medicine that is on the market. But may I use a detergent called Omo, and we have to make sure we wash them and spray them. Yeah, you have to spray them. Then you have to deworm them every after 2 weeks. Softly deworm them every after 2 weeks, because after they are given birth to, after 2 weeks, they start eating things around. They are eating here and there, so the worms are affecting them. So you have to make sure you do some soft deworming, 1 meal of liver fast diamond every after 2 weeks until they are 3 months. Then after 3 months, you can do 1 month. Then you go to the normal after 2 months, or after 3 months, depending on your farm. And also you have to put grass in their kids' pen on the floor and keep changing it regularly, whereby you have to keep checking under this grass. If it's wet under, it means you have to change the grass for these kids. Yeah. So I think those are the major ones that you're supposed to do, and also you have to vaccinate. So as we are doing those first major ones, and we hadn't yet vaccinated, because these goats came in pregnant, they were pregnant when we brought in. After some months, they started giving birth. So you understand, I'd never vaccinated, but when this thing happened, we started vaccinating, and the kids became fine. Yes, we had lost some, but now we are very, very equipped for the next birth. For the next birth of kids, we are just waiting for them. Now the mortality has reduced. So kids are very challenging, my friends. If you want to start goat farming, kids are very challenging. So you have to make sure you take care of them well. You have to put a person who will be seeing them. Any change, they have to tell you, or they have to take care of it very fast, especially like diarrhea. Now you see this kid here, because its mother passed on, we gave it, we started feeding it cow milk, and it got diarrhea. As you can see on its back end, it's kind of black, you understand, so it has dried up. It got some diarrhea, and we had to treat it for 3 days. Now it's fine. We gave it some medicines. You have to give it drugs that have sulfur. As we gave it 1 ml oxy and 10% and 1 ml gentamicin. So now for 3 days, now it's fine. So even if its stomach is full, because it's from taking some milk. So right now we are bottle feeding it, and it will be fine. So kids have to be taken care of, because these are our profits. The other one is the mother flock. It keeps giving you, but you have to make sure your kids grow and they are healthy. So the second thing that I want to speak about is feeds. Now, these feeds are very important, my people, because I've seen farms where they just bring goats and they don't have where to feed the goats from. They just realize that, hey, we needed feeds. But feeds is one of the things that you have to first take care of. If you have enough land, that's okay. If you do not have feeds, you have to first plant feeds before you bring these goats. Until those feeds have grown to a mature level where you can cut them and give them goats, don't bring goats on your farm, because you are going to be hurting those goats. You find a farm, the goats are cachectic. You can see the bones, they are thin because they are not eating enough. So you have to make sure you plan for feeds before bringing your goats. This is a very serious issue to farmers, because I've visited farmers, very many farmers. You know the farmers, my farmers who are watching, you know I'm talking about you. I won't mention names. I go there and someone is explaining to you, my goats are what, they are weak, what. Then when you reach, you're like, where is the food? They're like, we just go on the road and cut some and can bring. No, you have to make sure you have enough feeds for your goats, because that's how they survive and that's how they manufacture for you these good breeds. So make sure you calculate your feeds well before bringing your kids or before bringing your goats on your farm. Make sure you have taken care of the feeds. That's a serious issue.